everyone. Welcome back to another video. I'm Bree.
I'm Brooke.
And we are the Weekly Dose Podcast. So excited to be here today. Today, it's been a long week.
Oh,
I say it's been one of our busiest weeks that we've had. So we normally film earlier in the week, but today we're filming the day before release day.
Hey,
So, hey guys.
hey guys. This is Thursday us.
Yes. We're struggling, to say the
It's been
least.
such a long week.
Yeah. I've had a pretty busy week. Like, started out like cleaning my house Monday. Tuesday went to Houston, which we'll give an update on that. We went to this cool little place, but we'll talk about that in a second. Wednesday I had therapy, and then Thursday we're filming, and then I'll have a full day tomorrow. I am editing, and hopefully we'll get this video up in time before I have to go meet our mother. And so I'm going to be very stressed.
You didn't tell me.
I know. It was a last minute thing.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You poor thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully it goes well.
How's your week been? Yeah.
So, I have quite a big update.
Yeah.
So I've got a big update, you guys. So, some of you know, that know me kind of personally, in 2024, I dealt with kind of the most ridiculous work situation in the world. And I'm not going to disclose where I work. If you know, you know. If you don't, please don't go seek it out. Just so I can maintain my job. But I'm going to keep everything anonymous as I can.
Yeah.
But so last year I was hired on, well, I say last year. Yes. In 2023? No.
I don't know.
I've been there. May will be 2 years.
Okay.
Or March will be 2 years. I'll be there for 2 years this coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a weird timeline. They really ruined me. So, when I got hired on, I thought that I was coming into this amazing job, and it was what I went to school for, marketing, and I was like, yes, they hired me on as a marketing specialist. And I soon found out that that's not what I was going to be doing, and that I would actually just be almost held up in like slave quarters, like suffering. Like, I had nobody in my office building. Like, it was just the most miserable thing. My boss bullied me on a daily basis and gaslighted me. And little did she know that I was notating every single item that I completed from the first day that I worked there, because I had people stop me in the hallway and ask like where I was going to be. And I was like, oh, marketing. And they were like, watch yourself.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, so I was like, I immediately, like, before day one even started, I was like, oh no, what did I get myself into?
Yeah.
And so they were like, write down every single task that you do. So this woman has a history of, like, hiring people on, terminating them almost immediately.
That's wild.
Yeah. So, this bitch. So, she ends up like bullying me to the point where I was just I was ready to like die again. And so I was like applying for other jobs and everything. And I had only been there for 6 months. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I had only been there for 6 months. So I was hired in May. And then by November, things got so bad to where I was like, hey, HR, I have to work remotely because I can't handle this woman anymore. She is literally bullying me on a daily basis and like haunting me. And like, she was just doing my job behind me and then acting like she had to do it because I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But then telling me that I didn't need to do that task and that I was assigned this task. And it was just super shady and
Yeah.
and just super crazy. I never thought that I would ever have to deal with that. But I'm glad that I was tipped off, you know?
Yeah.
So it's the only thing that saved me. But so in November, I asked to work remotely. And I was able to, I got sent home like middle of the day. They said, pack up your entire office. You're going home and you're just going to work from home.
Mm-hmm.
So the first week I worked with zero communication with my boss. She refused to communicate with me because I went behind her back and I asked HR to send me home.
Yeah.
And she didn't like that. So then week 2 of me working from home, she had been talking to the CEO behind my back, which I guess that's her job, but being sneaky about it around everybody else. And they were planning on letting me go.
Mm-hmm.
And replacing me completely with an external marketing company. And so December, I was placed on administrative leave. And what that meant was they were paying me to be part of the staff. Thank God. However, I was not an employee.
Yeah, so you weren't doing work.
I actually was locked out of the system completely.
Mm-hmm.
So I had filed a grievance against some people. And and I don't want to disclose that just because that if you read the Seabreeze Beacon, you know.
Yeah.
That's it. But should check the front page for the last year. But so I filed my grievance at the exact same time that they were terminating me. So the emails literally crossed paths like this, and they terminated my access as I sent in my grievance. And so I get this notification that says email can't be sent, and I'm like, the hell it won't be sent. I sent it from 4 different emails to make sure that they got it.
Yeah.
And that is the only thing that saved my job. And so I was put on leave until March of 2024.
That is wild.
Yeah, so from December to March, I knew that I was getting paid. I had no idea if I was going to get to keep my job.
Yeah.
I had applied to probably 250 different jobs and got 0 callbacks. 0.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was panicking because what the hell? So then I get hired back on, or I brought back in March, and I find out that my boss is on leave. And they don't want me working with her directly anymore because of the issues that I had. And so I was like, perfect. I don't want to work with her anymore. She's awful. Please transfer me to a different department. So what they had done was split me between 3 different departments. They said, okay, you're going to be troubleshooting IT, just basic troubleshooting, and then writing policies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and also HR. And then you're also going to be the technical side of marketing. You'll still create the graphics, da-da-da-da-da. So I won't work directly with Nelly, but you're going to have to bleep her name out. But I'll still have to work concurrently.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So, sorry, I didn't mean to say her name.
That's okay.
So, anyway, eventually, within a month and a half, she terminates herself. She resigns, as well as my second boss, because they just couldn't take it.
Yeah.
They actually found...
It was a lot.
Yeah.
There was a lot more piled on to...
There was a lot. It was a lot to it. But what it all came down to was Boss A resigned. Boss B felt the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Boss B ended up and I was marketing.
Yeah.
I was still marketing, and so I had free reign.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, look, we have these extra items, let's use them for hospital week. And trying to determine if we could say that. Yeah, sure. And so I went to go collect those items, and she stalked me. Like, she was watching me all day.
Mm-hmm.
And she met me back there, and thank God I had the HR director with me who okayed me going back there to take these items, and she was in charge of me. Like, she was my boss. And the boss B came back there and flipped her shit. That day she resigned.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, fast forward to this week. I thought I was done with these people.
Yeah.
I thought I was done. So, at the beginning of the year, I generated an annual report for my department.
Mm-hmm.
That needed to include the fact that there was significant departmental changes.
Yeah.
Including personnel changes, because they had been there for several years, like 15 years. And so 17 years. Like,
that's a long time.
Yeah, that's a long time to have somebody in a position.
And plus, if you're doing an annual report, you would think staff changes and stuff like that are included.
You would think the good and the bad go in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as a marketing department, we had to fight against several poor, highly publicized articles, board members. Like, it was a crazy, nasty year. And like I said earlier, like, if you guys are interested in that, just go back to the beginning of 2024. All of the Seabreeze Beacon, we were on the front page every week.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to include that because I felt that was necessary. So when we transitioned the department, my new boss, who is amazing, who's a saint, was hired on, and she had to take over a department that had no transition. Mm-hmm. So the two bosses that resigned deleted files.
Mm-hmm.
They refused to give us access. And they told other staff members, if they want to know what's going on, they're going to have to figure it out.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we had a really tough transition.
Yeah.
So we missed a lot of events. We had very poor community connections because they didn't want to work with us because of previous leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just a really big thing. So I included all of that in the report because I felt like this report was going to be presented to publicly elected board members.
Yeah.
They need to know what's happening within the organization.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I just value transparency. Mm-hmm. Silly me. Anyway, so I had submitted this report, and I didn't know that my current boss had scratched it. There was no communication. There was nothing about it. And so I thought it was presented weeks ago. And so then this week, Monday, I get to work.
Is it this week? Mm-hmm.
Monday, I get to work, and no, because I missed a day. Maybe it's last week.
Oh, it was last week. Yeah.
It was last week. Monday, I get to work. Everything's fine. My boss isn't there that day. Tuesday, I actually ended up staying home because I had just several things that fell in the way of going to work. So I send my boss a text message, and I'm like, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it in. I've just got so many things to deal with my apartment. I've got people coming here, and it's too much for me to get to work today. And she goes, well, there's something pretty significant that needs your attention ASAP. And I'm like, all day. You can ask her all day. I was kind of panicking about it. Not panicking, but I was like, I don't
wondering.
That's so out of character.
Wondering what's gonna happen because you don't have anything to go off of.
Yeah, so I had no idea. I was like, I don't know. I'm reading my emails. There's no emails that are coming in. I'm responding to all my emails. There was nothing significant. And so Wednesday, I get back to work, and she's like, oh, you're gonna meet at my office at 2:30, and I'm like, that's really late. Normally, I go to her office at 9 a.m. And I stay there for at least 2 hours, get some work done there, and then I go back to my office because we're in 2 different buildings.
Yeah.
So, and she doesn't come see me. She doesn't call me all that morning, which is out of character.
Mm-hmm.
And 2:30 comes around. I bring my clipboard and I go to her office, and she sits me down and she's like, okay, so there's a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And I can't go into too much, but basically, like, I got into trouble for that report. I'd shared that report with our second half of the organization, and they presented it to their board, who I guess are friends with the people that I named in the report. And so it caused some major backlash. And I, like, immediately, like, I felt bad because there was no communication that it was not an appropriate report. Like, I wrote an unbiased report. It wasn't like these people are awful. It was just they resigned.
The statements
Yes.
of the events.
They resigned in May.
Yeah.
Like, that was all that was said. That there was no transition. There was no transition. That's just the reality of the events. I wasn't making anything up. There was no biased statements in it, you know? And so I still don't understand what the big, like, freak out is. I know that some people get their feelings hurt when they read what happens, especially when these people, they don't have experience in this field. They're just publicly elected people that tell us what we can and can't spend our money on. But they have so much power, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
No other board of directors that I've ever seen across the U.S. has this much power that they have. And so they tell us little things, like our policies and stuff. They have to okay all of that.
Wow.
It's insane. That's
crazy.
So, yeah. That was like my first wait this week. And it's been super heavy all week. Like, there's lots of conversations, like legal and everything. There's so many people involved. I can't be involved, so I got a counseling
because you did it.
Yes. Yeah. So,
but you can't be part of the legal part.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because of the previous issues.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, and thank goodness. I mean, I appreciate that. So it's not like a mark against me or anything, but I do have eyes on me now.
Yeah.
You can rely on me to tell the truth.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just crazy. So then, and that has been kind of heavy all week. But then I keep hitting my thing, but Tuesday I had to go to Houston, as you mentioned, and oh my gosh, I have to back up to last week. Last week, my tonsils flared up, and they got huge and tried to kill me overnight. Just one, my right one. And here's the thing. They've been removed. I don't have tonsils or adenoids. I'm not supposed to. They're there. The tonsils are, at least.
Yeah.
And listen, it's the size of an apricot. I don't have an apricot here. I would say it's a little smaller than my fist. Look in my throat. Ball your fist up. You have a tiny fist. And like 3/4 of her fist is the size of one tonsil. So it's huge, right? Okay. So they put me on antibiotics, blah, blah, blah. They didn't test anything. Like, it was just tonsillitis. And I've had chronic tonsillitis for the last 3 years since they've grown back. And so they send me to the ENT in Houston, who was the sweetest little lady.
Yeah, she was.
She was so sweet. Their practice is phenomenal. Phenomenal. And she, like, writes textbooks for funsies. And academic papers. So my tonsil may end up in a paper or a textbook. Hey,
you never know.
Never know, but that would be cool. Imagine years for the next 10 years, students like see pictures of my tonsil, like medical students.
Yeah.
That would just be really funny. But anyway, so I get there. She goes to go in for an evaluation. And she's got her headlamp on, and she, like, bends down in front of me. And she goes, okay, let me see him. And she flicks her little headlamp on, and I'm like, ah. And she goes, oh! like you said, they're ginormous.
Yeah, she said, I don't even need this. I can see them.
That's what she said. She said, oh, I don't even need this. And then she like sits down on the bed next to me and she's like, oh, they are ginormous. And I said, yeah, I tried to tell you. That's why I'm here. And so I have to have surgery. Yay. And the bad part is that a tonsillectomy is actually very hard on an adult. That's why they normally remove them when you're young. Unfortunately, they've already removed mine once.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually I did a little reading online to try and determine like what the hell. And some people have had to remove them like every few years.
Oh my God, that's scary.
Yes. So if I have to remove them again after this, yep. Just count me out.
Just count me out.
Just count me out. But yeah, so I have to have surgery. I don't know when or how much it's going to cost yet. I guess I'll figure it out. They did send me a text message today, and they said, we're so excited to have you on board with our surgical team. We'll be reaching out soon. And it was just...
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice that they're so adequate to be on top of their game.
They're on it. I actually showed my boss all of those messages that they sent me. Like everything from the moment I got a referral to now. And I said, we need to get on this. Like our patients need this.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh.
That would change the game.
It really would.
That would be like I got a happy birthday from my clinic.
Oh, that's nice.
And I was like, oh, thanks.
Coastal?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they were like, happy birthday, Bree. We're so excited for like you another year.
And we can do that because we use the same system as them.
And I'm like, that's so nice. Thanks.
Yeah. I wish we did stuff like I don't know if we do stuff like that. I don't know.
I thought that was the coolest thing.
Yeah. It's really cool. It really builds your patient engagement.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was like, yeah, we need to get on this program. It's called Pressure.
Yeah, so while we were in Houston after the visit with the ENT,
after we got my terrifying news, she said I had to eat ramen for like 3 weeks. And
yeah,
I have to have somebody take care of me for like 7 days.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss work and I don't have any PTO saved up. And I looked at, what is it called? Short-term disability.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't open up till October.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. But my boss said we'll work with it.
Yeah. I'm sure working somehow.
Working 9 to 5.
There.
I took my nails off today. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
A little ASMR for you.
A little bit.
But
I just on my nails on now.
After we finished her appointment, we were like, we're hungry. Let's go get something to eat. She found this place on TikTok. I'm going to pop it up on the screen because it was the coolest little place that we went to.
I had already planned this.
Yeah.
From that morning, I was like, I'm going to take you out to lunch.
Yeah, she was. She was
going to
like,
surprise you.
I'm going to tell you. No, I'm not. I'm going to tell you. No, I'm not. And I'm like,
it's hard to keep a secret.
Come on now. Just tell me. Just tell me.
I didn't tell her.
No, she didn't tell me. But
she didn't even know when we got there. That's the best part.
Yeah, because it was like surrounded by all these different shops. And I'm like, okay, well, that place is cute. And we ended up going there. And it was Buttermilk Baby. And it was a diner type thing. Oh my gosh, it was so cool. I made a TikTok about it.
A pastel diner.
Yeah, I made a TikTok about it, so I'm going to post that below in the description box so y'all can see it because it turned out so freaking cute.
I forgot to send you the bathrooms. I did see that you made the video, and I was like, I didn't get to send her the bathrooms. She forgot to text me.
Yeah, but that's okay.
She ignored me for the past 2 days.
Each room was like a different theme. Like there was a cherry bathroom.
A psychedelic bathroom, and then the other one was just like a golden. Yeah.
But the entrance to the bathrooms was all discos. And oh my god.
It was like a waiting room with like to go into the bathrooms. And that was just like 3 individual bathrooms. But in the waiting room there was just disco balls, and then each bathroom was like a
different theme.
What do they call gender neutral bathroom.
Yeah.
Gender neutral family bathrooms because they were big.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah.
It was just so cool. Like the whole diner thing was
It was
so
a vibe.
cute. Like outside they had like fake grass and
Turf, yeah.
turf, and then I couldn't think of the word.
Fake grass.
Fake grass.
Your husband's a
I know.
landscaper.
My brain is just not here. It's just gone.
There's that margarita.
It's just out. It's gone. Sleepy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they had like cloud chairs that were pink.
Oh, they were super
And
cute.
it was just so cute.
I'm
But
sad we didn't get to go take pictures out there. There's a lot of old people out there.
there was a lot of old people. Like there was no young people at this restaurant, and so they were all outside too. So
and it
they
was
were
probably because it was midday.
yeah, they were taking up like all of outside. So we ate inside.
Yeah.
I'll show you a picture of my burger because it was so good. It was like
The burger was really good. I was highly
Yeah.
disappointed with my fries.
I got sweet potato fries and they
Oh,
were
yours were really
so good.
Yours were good.
Yeah.
I would have much rather gotten that.
Yeah.
Their buffalo sauce is also really good too.
Buffalo sauce for sure. So good. But yeah, so that was fun. We're going to take a quick break and we will be right back. All right. So, yeah, after we went to eat, we went to a little bakery called Eat Cake.
Unfortunately, online there were so many good reviews, and the TikTok that I saw was good.
Yeah, like it just wasn't good. Like we spent a pretty penny.
Dude, it was like $50.
Yeah, and I'll pop up on the screen what we got. It looks good. Don't
I will say my chocolate was good, but
Yeah.
everything else was.
it kind of tasted stale. Like not like if it was days old.
Do you want to know what the macarons tasted like? It tasted like they had been sitting in the freezer for like weeks.
Yeah, they weren't fresh. That's for
No.
sure. I tasted the chocolate one, and it like I legit wanted to barf.
But as I tasted the lemon, and I feel like it had been sitting in either in the freezer for a really long time, or like it was a store-bought frozen item.
Yeah.
That just wasn't fresh. The center of it, whatever the filling was very gummy. It wasn't like a fresh.
Ooh.
Oh, it was
Gummy?
like gummy. Like think of like a lemon gelatin, but like a
Ew.
thick
Mm-mm.
gelatin.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank
No,
you.
thank you.
Yeah, so that just wasn't a good experience for
No.
us.
And we kind of anticipated to sit in there. They had no seating
They
whatsoever.
had no chairs available. They had like this aluminum bar that
against the window.
you could stand at, but it looked
It was
so
so awkward in there. Too.
yeah. Yeah, like they just kind of stared at us the whole time. Like one lady sat on her phone the whole time, and the other guy was like just staring at us, not like trying to help us pick a flavor or
No.
anything, just like, what do you
What
want?
what are you gonna get?
Yeah. And then stared at us for 10 minutes.
It's weird.
So I randomly picked a Biscoff cheesecake that tasted that it had been in the fridge for probably 5 days and it was on its last leg.
Yeah.
So gross.
You know, it probably did. It probably was. We were the only people in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, whatever.
But
We tried it.
we tried it.
We should have just
never going back.
We should have just got ice cream at the place.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll go back to baby cake or whatever it is.
Buttermilk baby.
The atmosphere was 10 out of 10, but the food was just like a
Mediocre.
7. The burger was a 7.
Yeah.
The fries were a 2.
The fries tasted like trash.
Your fries were good.
Sweet potato fries, hands down, were so good.
If I got sweet potato fries, I would bump it up to a 7.
Yeah.
But I probably would just prefer Red Robin.
Red Robin.
Yum.
Yeah. So, do you
Good,
want
we do need to wrap up because my Mac's about to die.
Well, with that being said, comment down below if any of this piques your interest or if you have a
We were
topic for
kinda
us
just
to talk
all
about.
over.
Yeah, we were all over the place this episode,
Sorry,
which
guys.
is kind of cool. I kind of digged it. It was fun.
Dug it.
So comment down below if any of this piques your interest, or if you have anything for us to talk about while you're down there. Hit that like button so we can continue this. And then also, that subscribe button. It's free. And hit that bell notification icon so you can get notified every time we upload a video every Friday at 6 p.m. Central Time. And with that being said, we will catch you next Friday. Bye.
Bye.